tell you about Legend Seeker and how you can support its development while getting some awesome perks. By subscribing to our Legendary tier on YouTube or becoming a paid member on our Discord or Patreon, you'll get early access to all Legend Seeker lore and mechanics. This means you'll be among the first to dive into the world of Legend Seeker and give direct feedback that will help shape the game. But that's not all. Supporters will also be the first to playtest the system and will get exclusive invites to private streams where we discuss the game in detail. Your input will play a huge role in making Legend Seeker the best that it can be. Now, for those of you who love watching our tabletop role-playing game shows, supporting Legend Seeker comes with some fun bonuses for the casts. Here's how it works. If you are a Copper or Common member on Discord or Patreon, you can give a $20 benefit to a player of your choice. Silver and Uncommon members can give 2 benefits to 2 players of your choice. If you go the YouTube route, you can give a $50 benefit to a player of your choice. And for the ultimate support, Gold and Mythic members on Discord and Patreon give a $20 benefit to 3 players of your choice. You can choose from all casts across Moonskull. Every bit of support goes directly towards making Legend Seeker a reality. It helps fund the art, writing, editing, and eventual publishing of the game. So, if you want to be a part of this journey and support our shows, join our Legendary tier on YouTube or become a member on Discord or Patreon. We couldn't do it without you, and we're excited to build Legend Seeker together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the game.
Yes, if a bobcat wanders onto your property, it's now your pet. Exactly, feline. Anyway, I'm Frost, and this is Frost Written, where I'm working on the lore for Legend Seeker for the next 2 hours, so you're stuck with me. I locked the doors, you can't get out. Oh well. It's like a lobster trap. Come on in! You're stuck with me. All right, we're working on a whole bunch of stuff today, hopefully. At the moment, I'm working on a few entries that are just near each other in the book. And they regard Centaur, the Azure Kingdom, and this cool little pass called the Sapphire Road that goes between these peaks here. That reminds me. Thanks. Mic lowered again? Yay! Well, let me turn that back up again. Well, actually, it may be in the same position. I moved it last night because in Cthulhu and sometimes in other shows, it comes across as hissing noises for everybody. And they can't quite hear me. And because there's this hissing noise. And other times in the video, no hissing noises whatsoever. I don't pretend to understand it. So I lowered it, and that's probably what's going on. But I fixed it. Got another hit in the camera. The squirrel is still alive. Oh boy. Good job, squirrel. Get him. I mean, don't get him or something. One of those things. All right, I'm moving these little hills over a little bit because they need to go back. Put them back a level. There we go. Oops, nope, don't move the mountain. Don't move the mountain. The hills. The little hills in front of the other hills. There we go. Go. That works. That's what we wanted. That's what we were looking for all along. All right, so I am working on some of the entries about the Sapphire Road that goes between Ahen, Nesef, and Mount Zintor. That basically is just a trade route between the two. The big defensive towers in between, built by the people who, well, created the defenses for the Azure Kingdom long ago. We need to be able to hear the cats roughhousing upstairs. Oh, believe me, you'll hear it. You need to do it. Hello, Two's Nose. Hello, Croissant. Hello, Dragon Noodle Soup. Feline is bobcatting around. Woohoo! What is a good name for a pet bobcat? Just call them Scratches, because you're going to be full of them. Or Nick, because he's going to be nicking you with his claws. Or, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, when you try and pick him up. One of those three. No? Robert? Go with Robert. Like Robert. Right. I'm writing about Port Mika because they have this wonderful port down here. I gotta put a couple more things in here. Let's see. It destroyed. Yeah. Oh my gosh, so many messages while I'm in the middle of stuff. Always, whenever I start streaming, I get messages. Ding, da ding, da ding, da ding, 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 da ding, da ding, 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 ding. I need to check something really quickly to make sure that this is not incorrect. It's possible that it messed up. Did it not do it? Maybe it didn't do it. Let me check this thing. Okay, that makes sense. There we go. All right. So anyway, the map looks crisper to you. You excited to fight over loot? I bet it can murder hobo more NPCs than you. Oof. Murder hobo. The map might be a little crisper. I've been putting more colors and such into it. Possible. Possible. Murder hoboing. Murder hobo. And Vadoo. All right, let's see here. Is that not the plan? A lot of parties do devolve into that. That is not wrong. All right, and Mika survived the devastation. Did that. Other destinations, let's say. Let's see, along the coast of Kiru. We could survive the devastation that destroyed the bridge across the delta mouth, making it even more important as a launching point for ferries towards Hiro and other destinations along the coast of Kiru. The AP class playing tonight? That's a good question. I don't know. Is Signal Screams on tonight? I like the memes where the party stuff off as Lord of the Rings and devolves into It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Well, there's a reason those are very, very true. So I have to say, our campaign, if you haven't been keeping up with it in Fear of Ages Past. Oops. There we go. We have not murder hoboed. We are fighting orcs and trolls and goblins a lot, and occasionally evil men, and sometimes finding treasure. But Aranel, our resident elf, who's also technically a burglar, but she's more of like a fun, capricious burglar. She keeps leaving little bits of treasure behind for needy people. So she's never increasing her treasure hoard very much. Because she's like, oh, they're in a bad way. I'm going to hide a little bit of money in their house, so I'll find it later. Which is pretty entertaining. All right, so we went over a few of these things. Trying to decide if I want to put an entry in. Did I put an entry in for Mirror Lake? Let's look. Let us see what we've got. We've got a lot of stuff in here. Zinser Clan Common, Zintark, Moons and Tour, Krasna, Lubun, Peace, Mika, All Step Marshes, Sapphire Road. We're going to add one. Do I have, let's see, Krasna is on it. Why did I put an entry in here? Talked about the lake. Yeah, because that heads down. Let's see. Let's put it this way. Live in. And the shores. Body. I say body of water, not bossy of water. Common? Got Warlord class of Legend Seekers? I don't know why there's not a Warlord class. I think Warlord is more of an appellation, but I mean, you could make a Warlord class. No such thing as true neutral. You're trying to make true neutral happen. Dragon Noodle Soup doesn't happen. Sorry, I was trying to channel Mean Girls there, and it doesn't work with the word fetch. Oh no, what did Tuesday say? Oh, the AP class. Yeah, I don't know if Signal Screens is happening tonight. I assume it is. I haven't heard any different, but I haven't looked to see if there are any announcements, so I don't know. Those good kids doing their good thing. founded the kingdom here. There we go. So, Mirror Lake. Clear waters of Mirror Lake are mainly fished by the small folk who live in Froste and the shores around the body of water, as the dwarves don't generally indulge in aquatic activities or trades. There's a towering dwarven statue on the small island at the lake center dedicated to the clan who founded the kingdom here. It should be happening. True neutral's a thing, Frost. You think so. You keep telling yourself that, Dragon Noodle Soup. I don't like that we're grouped with the bad kids just because Sevi and Erudai are in the show. Oh, too late. We are guilty by association. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're part of the Breakfast Club group now. Chrysanth and Frost are slumming it in Aeons. Well, Eon, sorry. Actually, a strong chance my character might become the big bad evil guy. Oh, Grudy. Big bad evil girl, sorry. Be honest, I'm carried knowledge-wise. I didn't do anything wrong except to tangle her monsters. That might put you in the doghouse right there. Entanglement. Wait until you get something like I don't know if druids might get this, oracles get it. It's oh, hey, there's a couple ants over on my wall there. Two ants crawling up the side of the vapor barrier in the basement. Well, there's two. There's probably 12 million, so that'll be fun. And put some cinnamon over there, I guess. Anyway, the what was I saying? Antagonize. Oh, wait until you get to some of your other powers later. There's a power called Summon Nature's Ally that oracles of nature can take, and I think druids get it as well. Just wait. Erudai loves it when I have my Oracle in our Thursday night game. When it comes to Rolf's turn, he's like, I'm going to summon 6 fire methods. And just suddenly there's 6 more things in the combat turn order. And he has to run them all. And increase all their fight or their shooting die by 1. So he has to modify them all. Then put them all in there and then run them all. Because I don't run them. He has to run them. Yeah. I mean, that's mean. What? You don't think you're getting that one? There are a couple that will have Noelle cussing me out. Oh, there are so many powers that just partially aren't explained well, but also can just do horrible things. Quite honestly, it's surprising that more people don't use lower trait. Everybody wants to boost traits, but lowering traits is so heinous. It's mean. The other one that I think Erudai, I don't think he hates it, but I think he knows how dangerous it is. I have Dispel. And he's like, the bad guy's like slowing everybody. You're doing this. And Ralph just goes, Dispel. I'm dispelling everything in the entire area in an enormous blast radius. Plarf. And all the powers are gone. Lower trait is very nice. Chrysanth can't not play a plant person. Plant, paladin, human. Woo! Well, she's an ancient oath. Or ancient oath paladin. Right. Started at level 10 or something for what? In our Thursday night game? You mean Tuesdays, or are you talking about something else? Because our Thursday night game, we started at rank advanced 0, like everybody else in Savage Worlds. We have advanced quite a ways, though. All right, so Mirror Lake. I need to put anything else in there. I will mention that it is connected. Oh, how about I spell the word? I feel like I'm going to sneeze, though. Why do I feel like I'm going to sneeze? I haven't been eating anything like dust or pepper or anything. I don't have any cats in here right now. Nobody's flinging fur at me. I don't know. Lake empties out into the delta near Port Mika. Fishermen, traders, and allowing fishermen, traders, and adventurers access to the Umbral Sea. Oop. Go. Eons, I thought the idea was to be higher tier campaign. Nope. Yeah, Signal Scream started higher. We're advancement 0 on Eons. Yep. It's interesting because Sevi's barbarian, bloodthirsty, crazy orc lady, she has all of the stuff that I was taking for Godwin. Then I was like, oh, wait, I'm not going to do the exact same thing she does because I was going to have 2-weapon fighting, ambidextrous, offhand, all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not going to be fun for anybody to see us doing the exact same thing. So I'm totally going a different direction with Godwin's stuff now. It's going to be entertaining. And the good thing is we haven't even gone to the next advances, so yeehaw. You goofed. You goofed. Whose nose? Hey, over on Kick there, Mr. Eccentric. I'm going to give you a clown because I'm a clown because I didn't notice you there. Or a couple of Earth Elementals. Yeah, Elder Earth Elementals are nice. You thought about getting lower trait, but there are other powers I'm actually intending to get. Yeah, the thing with lower trait is it's really good, but if you don't have enough people to put it on, it's you can't really damage anybody with it. You're really doing support. Boop. All right, let's see. We got past the Mirror Lake area. We got Garzintor Takis. We're not going to name that. We don't have to worry about it. I don't really want to sandwich myself right now, but I keep eyeing this cake next to me. She is taking the bloodthirsty trait very literally. She and her brother, half-brother, are very bloodthirsty for different reasons, I suppose. But they're both there. They're both there. They're drinking. They're drinking the bloods. They're drinking the bloods. They're stabbing the people. Feast. That works. It's nah. Port here mainly received goods from Port Mika and Takis, sending their goods out in the same manner as there are a few safe direct routes overland from Zintur into the eastern Godlands. Okay, there we go. Keep wanting to hide from the rest of the group behind Godwin, but you're always so far away from me. Well, Godwin moves really fast, too. And eventually he's going to be getting combat acrobat and acrobat, which is going to increase his pace and stuff even more. It's going to be interesting. Because I was going to take fleet, which increase it, because his pace die is already a D8. That could increase it even higher. I don't know if that's wise. But he could be running like a madman. Look at me. Not look at me, I'm a houseplant. I keep thinking of Croissant's character like Palmon from Digimon. I don't know what any of that is. I'll just smile and wave, boys. You mean for the RP portion somehow is owned it? Yeah, you do end up standing next to Daryl. It's kind of weird. I mean, there is the fact that you guys are both kind of like standing back, casting spells and shooting things. And Godwin's more like, well, I gotta go punch it. I must punch things. Right. Hereditary seat of power from Mount Zintur, cities of warren of ancient chambers, clad in polished stonework and semi-precious gems. So that's in there, isn't dark. Not given to the more grandiose chambers, which Great Heights in Mount Silvermon. Architects of Zinter focus on details close to the noses of their inhabitants instead. Can you punch it? I can punch it. I can't always do damage to it, but I can punch it. And his desire to punch that door with the eyeball on it almost got us into the next area before we were able to take our rest because he was a little impatient. Just a bit. All right, where was it? Oh, yeah, Zintur. The vaults of Zintur are rumored to be stacked with unbelievable hordes of cut gems, bars of silver, gold, and platinum, coins, innumerable and ancient dwarven treasures. More than one young dragon has met its end attempting to loot this dwarven hole. They can't get in. Godwin as Godbert. Keep getting carried around because you turn into a plant. You want it to be her playing possum. She's just like, plant. Guard Carmoon. Yeah, that is the one guarding the pass up there. Fortress straddles the only pass. It heads north around the mountains towards Lost Acadia and the northern waste beyond. Manned by loyal soldiers of the clan Carmoon. Just say of clan. It oversees not only the defense of the southern lands, it also is home to the great war forges of Carmoon. Just say war forges. Built from the red stone of the northern mountains, is an imposing sight on the horizon. It's forged by Clan Carmoon, sought far and wide and fetch a fine price. They are rarely sold directly to a non-dwarven customer. Ah, plant person. All right. Zintur founded the city and fortress here long before the Godkiller War after a particularly fractious trade disagreement between the Thunderaxe clan and themselves. Let's say, we'll put that capital C for clan. Left their ancestral home, guided by an oracle of Arintha, making their way to their present location. Once they delved beneath the mountains of the range, they discovered rivers of uncut gems and precious metals. Oh, allowing them to establish themselves in their own kingdom. Sorry, I'm yawning. I'm not actually tired. I was forced to sit in a leadership training thing all the day long. And cancel a lot of other meetings. And people keep signing me up for these things every time I get new managers and stuff, not realizing that in all the time I've been there, I've been through every single training program you could imagine in the corporate world for communication and leadership multiple times. And I brought up something in the one we had today. The person's like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, this. The person teaching said, wow, I haven't taught that for years. But yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm getting at. Oh, it's good to see somebody else who's done this. And I was like, I've gone through that training 3 times. And the person said, really? Why? I just looked at the camera and went, good question. So it bored me to tears all day. But I got to talk to a guy that I got paired with in there that I haven't talked to a whole lot. And we're always very cordial, but it was really good getting to chat with him. So, because he was my partner, study buddy, discussion partner for the whole thing. And that was the highlight of the day when we got to go off in the separate room. When we're back in the main room, I'm just like, so I'm glad I got to connect with him, though. That's pretty cool, because then we were chatting on Slack afterwards. It was very good. But the rest of it, all right. Dues into the Carmoon. Daybreak's bag of dirt, just basically a big diaper. Wow, possibly amazing. Ooh. That was horrible, Shadow Warden. God Killer War. I want to add something in here. I'm going to put this here. What would I call this? So, Scandal is currently rocking the halls of power in Zintur, this place, as a young prince who is next in line for succession is currently courting a comely maiden of the small folk in Krasna, an unheard of. And to most dwarves, an unwelcome one. Because how dare he? Now the thing is, the dwarves are for the most part, sterile at the moment because they're still trying to figure that out. And yeah, this young dwarven prince loves this young maiden, and he doesn't care. Uh-oh. It was poison ivy. He has an itchy bottom now. Rudai says, it's not my fault. She stood right next to where I was pooping after eating Godwin's laxative stew. Hey, I'm trying to make you guys all light for combat. To clean you right out. It's a cleansing stew. Yeah. Godwin is totally now going to dedicate himself to learning how to cook and punch things. Pay Betty to make her any plant. Cajun Corey. Hello, sir. All right, we have it population 0, but there's no population 0. There is a population. It is definitely population. All right. We're gonna go back up to Utsya. A cleansing ritual. Hey, there you go. Just the ritual is eat the stew. Wait. Purge. You're done. Please take the chef edge for our sakes. Chef. Oh, is there a delusional edge? Maybe I should just take delusional and he'll think he's a chef. Because right now he's literally the idiot sandwich girl from Gordon Ramsay. He is an idiot sandwich. I mean, he has a D4 intelligence, so. Let's see. He has the sole remnant of the mainland Agrian power in the Godlands. The rest of their territorial claims have been abandoned in the retreat of their island nation at the end of the Godkiller War. Sturga's the unofficial seat of power, though the governor's lavish villa is on the island Vicus of Sturga. Boop, right there. Roads and waterways are meticulously maintained by Ustian engineers, not only for the benefit of their citizens, but to protect power and wealth. Project power and wealth to visitors of the Agrian colony. Maybe Chrysant could slip Rudai some shrooms when he gets uppity. She's too scared of Daryl for now. For now. All right, so we got that. Yeah, I'm not going to put that on the map because that doesn't need to be on there. All right, so I had some more things I needed to work on in a couple of these other areas, but I'm trying to decide if I want to go back out into here. Rudai, can you remind me of something? If not, if you don't know right now or you're in the middle of something, you can just answer me in a group chat. Are the longer versions of the character, the legendary characters, bios, and things, is that all going in this book? Or is that actually in the other book? I can't remember. Because I was trying to see, I was like, do I have to put a section in here for the legendary characters? I don't remember. Hey, at least it doesn't soak up mayonnaise. Chrysanth doesn't like mushrooms. Aw, too bad. Well, can't talk to Chrysanth anymore. Oh, wait, I don't think a Rudai likes mushrooms either. Can't talk to a Rudai anymore. You people. Where was I at here? Far home. Wasn't intending it. Okay, all right, good. Then I don't have to worry about throwing in the stuff in here. Do 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 do. All the other key NPCs. Got it. Okay, cool. Let me check word. Okay. Delusional is a hindrance. Yeah, that's true, but it could be a skill too, right? Godwin does have the brawler edge, correct. That is what he started. Santa's going to be casting. It's not like I'm near you, Erudai. All back to last night. Our home, forced from their homes because of the devastation. The God Killer War. Lizard folk spread far and wide up and down the Godlands coast, some setting far off for shore. Others seeking Tarkodata, the island of the Great Fin, where they supposedly originated. The island they believe is their home. Should be to be their home is indeed the Umbral Atoll, its mountainous central peak rising among the stormy skies, the back fin of some rocky leviathan. Some tribes found homes amongst the southern reaches of the Kiru, settling the most dangerous and remote coastal locations within the confines of the jungles of Samatha. Do most warriors and hunters are most difficult warriors. hunters, one sort or another. They do have small groups of skilled crafters and laborers in their clans. Several states away. Wah, wah. Speaking of food, I should make up crescent dogs and put them in the oven for dinner. Ooh, crescent dogs. Kind of sounds good. I haven't had a hot dog in a long time. Of any sort. Like, an all beef frank or anything like that. I got you, Two's nose. I know what you meant. All right, so I got them taken down. Their possessive is needed. We don't. Leave that. All right. Let's go back. We got Concordia. We did that recently. Want to go back in here into Lost Acadia then, because I want to take a peek at a couple of these things. An ancient kingdom falling to hedonism, frenzied worship of Davila and vice before the God Killer War. Um, let's see. An ancient kingdom falling to hedonism, frenzied worship of Davila and vice before the God Killer War. Even before the God Killer War, these desert people fell to their own excess while the rest of the Godlands was fighting. Against Rix. Oops. I spell the words the best. There we go. Tribes were scattered by Arinthia before its destruction. The outlying tribes were scattered by its destruction. Her faithful and their followers, the only that survived its fiery destruction. Tribal bloodlines have spawned many famous oracles, and each speaks cryptically of a time when the kingdom of Cadia will rise again. Just DM Ruda ear and freak him out. What? Dave knows words, that's for sure. But some of those words. All right. The faithful and their followers, the only ones that survived by restructuring tribal bloodlines spawned many famous oracles, and each speaks cryptically of a time when the kingdom of Cadia will rise again. Tribes wander through the other kingdoms, granted safe passage by most because of the priceless oracular knowledge they carry. Akkadian coins are especially rare in the world and are sought after by collectors and treasure seekers as they were particularly ostentatious. Some large trade denominations inlaid precious stones, making them seem more like jewelry than actual currency. The ruins are haunted by the spirits of the dead and demons. Even the orcs tend to not go into them. Oh, that's not a quest. Once powerful and mighty temple of Arinthia was located on top of the hard-to-reach plateau. This was where she gathered her faithful and sent them from the city before its destruction. All right, Garad. Go. Northernmost city and border fort of Acadia. Rod was a wondrous trade hub that served both the Acadians and who lived on the fringes of the northern waste and those in the kingdom proper. Kana was the home of the oracles of Arintha, who had spoken out against the excesses of the kingdom and people for centuries. As the wars fell on their doorstep, the Acadians turned in fright to the priests of Arintha, only to find them gone, their temples deserted. Because they got out. Moda, capital of Acadia, Moda had grand markets. A racing circuit was known across the kingdom for its brothels and temples devoted to Davila. The city has spent 1,000 years slowly being reclaimed by the desert sands, the rivers and aqueducts which once kept it alive, now dry and empty. Desh was the temple oasis complex to Davila, which overlooked the now dead Lake of 1,000 Blooms. Gardens and menageries here were opulent, and the kings of Acadia often spent the majority of their time here, indulging in whatever delight struck their fancy. Now a wasteland of ruins, not only claimed by the sands, but shattered by asteroids and magic by Grix as retribution against Davila for her turning against him in the God-Killer War. Yep, they screwed that place up. Humans. What are you going to do with them? All right, we're getting into Valara. Whitewood was once a Fey stronghold, delightful and chaotic until Savael's obsession with defying death began to consume him. Experiments with forbidden magic poisoned the very soul of the kingdom of Valara. By the way, the Whitewood is this dark, deep, horrifying place here. Experiments with forbidden magic poisoned the very soul of the kingdom of Valara, driving the Fey from their ancestral haunts and allowing darker beings to take their place. Who take their place. Whitewood is now a cursed domain, infested with undead and creatures from the underside alike. Rumors persist that a long-lost megalithic site erected by a druid of the Brotherhood of the Gilded Veil lies deep within the Whitewood, now controlled by a powerful witch. Every time I see a god I like, it looks like there isn't the 5e equivalent. Well, you know what? Erudi's right there. Denizens of the Whitewood never venture into the lands. Round scent is followed, for their power there repels them. Power that repels them and those of their nature. Yep. Once the seat of power of a noble knight and his followers, Narrow's Keep was overtaken by Savael during the God-Killer War. Stamped out their resistance to his rule cruelly and efficiently. It was nearly impenetrable by any conventional force, but Savael and his agents finally infiltrated their defenses and charmed the entire population, soldiers, nobles, and citizens. Yeah, the waterfall thralls, gross. Gross! Alright, where was I? I was going on to, because I'm not going to read all these entries. I'm just trying to find, because there was one in here that I wanted to add some stuff to. Silverton is the dwarven village down here. That's the trade post. Fort Wall, which is one of the only places outside of the dwarven areas you're going to see something that massive. Hey, Rosecrest, is that? Ah, that's right. Okay. This is what I gotta figure out where I want to put this, though. I guess I'll put it in the entry for the Whitewood. Lycanthrope is rumored to call the Whitewood home as well, supposedly seen by travelers, merchant patrols who skirt the edge of the wood. Okay. Nah, I don't think they would burn down a forest with undead. I think they naturally, if it started on fire, naturally they'd be like, huh, we might want to stop that. I mean, burning down a forest like that would definitely change the balance of nature in the area and drive any normal creatures that are out of it. It's still my opinion that druids don't care much about anything except their own little area, and larger changes are quite beyond their ability to bother with because they're so focused on their small areas. Which is why, I have this area slowly but surely being worked on, but the two groups of druids can't agree on things because these are the brutal druids and these are the nicer druids. The brutal druids just want everything to, die so it can be reborn. The nicer ones are like, no, 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 we should help the patient along. Would a druid do a controlled burn of the underbrush? Depends on the druid. I suppose. I prefer my druids like Elfstones of Shannara or the Lands of Shannara style, where they're like, oh, you're one of those druids. I don't want to talk to you. You're terrifying. You're just this dark figure that does things that we don't know anything about. All right, we got the giant crofts, the moss. Oh, that's right. I need to put the new. I gotta think about the new giant place. I'm gonna turn my can of soda back here. Is merely realize I wrote something a little weirdly here. Weirdly. Goldforge is merely still. Remains alive. Okay, that works. That's a better sentence. All right, we'll go with that. Yeah, I don't know. When you talk about druids and stuff, people have a very interesting take on the druids, especially if you're like a Roman looking at the druids and all this stuff. My opinion is the druids were just yet another group of people who did the same things that all the other group of people did. And the ones that they made for fantasy games and stuff are really weird. I will say really weird. The way I run druids in my games most of the time, because I've had a total of 2 people, 2, in all the games I have ever run, played a druid. 2. And they played them interestingly, kind of, but the way I run them in the worlds is they are sort of kind of like an outcast amongst the other groups of people who use magic, because they use magic in weird ways with nature and stuff. They don't conform to the ways that wizards do it. They don't conform to the way other people like clerics and whatnot do it. They're kind of old hermits living off on their own, doing things that don't concern people, and they don't like people much. And they could care less if everybody died, as long as they got their trees growing properly. But not a lot of people like playing characters like that. It's the blood magic. There we go. If you've ever read the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant, I run them more along the lines of the Unfettered. If I had to liken it to anything. Oh, I just yeah. It's just that's why I decided to play Hrolf as the nature oracle. I'm like, here we go. Here's a druid for you. He hates people. But yet he deals with all these people. Do I have a favorite Shannara book? I think I still like the Sword of Shannara the best. I mean, I really like some of the other ones. But, I mean, I like the beginning of everything, and I like the Elfstones of Shannara a lot. Or wait, is the Elfstones the first one? I'm trying to remember which one's the first one. Crap, it's been a long since I read them. They got a little weirder in the later ones. But I liked them. Yeah, I don't even remember the... Was it Elfstones of Shannara, the first one? And the Sword of Shannara? It's hard to remember. Sword is first, Elfstone is second. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, this eccentric. All right. Let's see. Since I was talking about lycanthropes, I wanted to go back here to the orc tribes and look. The Black Moon Tribe. Black Moon Tribe are the fanatical followers of Grix, but unlike all the others, they did not follow him in mass to the war. Instead, they used their blood magic and lycanthropy to send out assassins and raiding parties against the allied armies. These days, orc lycanthropes are rare, having lost the direct blessing of their god, but the stories surrounding such beings can strike fear into civilized people even to this day. The warriors of the tribe still dress and paint themselves in the manner of their forebears, all hoping to be blessed with a true form if they prove their bloodthirstiness and prowess. Oh. Druids can't live with them, can't live without them, can't live without them. Aha, I got it. You're funny. Good job. Who's knows? Did he get those things in the oven? If JJ, how's the Bobcat situation? Survival squirrel. I just get at your little camera there. I know you're not at your cabin. I was just asking if there were any more updates, because I know you got your camera there. Popped them in 6 minutes ago. Nice. When I was in high school, we moved halfway through my freshman year to a different town because we had to leave because my mother and my stepfather were really bad at managing money. Regardless, we had to move. So we moved. We moved in with my great aunt and my second cousin, my mom's second cousin. I guess she was my third cousin. Was a big fantasy sci-fi nerd. So she had shelves of books, and that's where I started reading so much sci-fi when I was like 13. and, or is it 14? I don't know, 13, 14. One of the books she had was Sword of Shannara, and it was a big book. And I took it to school, and I had it at school, and it was a new school for me, and I put it underneath my desk because the teacher didn't want books on your desk unless it was your school books, and it was a big book. I put it under there and forgot I put it under there. I walked back like 15 minutes later, and it was gone. And so I saved up money for a while to buy her a new copy of it because I felt so bad. And then she was very happy to get it back, get another copy back because, you know, I told her I lost it, and she immediately said, "Okay, well, you can finish reading it now. Just don't take it to school." She was very nice like that. So I credit her for getting me into lots of fantasy and sci-fi. My dad kind of, because he always thought it was cool stuff, but he wasn't really around much, so he didn't ever tell me about books. She really pushed me into reading this stuff. And it was really cool. So, but I'll never forget the terror of running back into that classroom and not seeing the book under the desk anymore. And the teacher saying, hmm. So who knows? Maybe the teacher stole it. I don't know. It was a nice book. I don't know. Anyway, what was I doing here? A Gibbs wreck. Ah, this wreck. We're going into some more creatures here. You like the witch in Pathfinder? She has weird powers like killing of the fish in the body water, cursing the land for a week. Well, you do like a lot of the weird pagan stuff. Dragon noodle soup. So it makes sense that she would draw you in. There are a bunch of things that they did in Pathfinder for flavor. There's a lot of stuff that's super over the top that you'll never get to do with your characters and stuff. It's like, okay, you went a little far, people. But they had a lot of flavor in a lot of the things they did. Um, and I do like some parts of Savage Pathfinder for that because you can flavor things differently, but you can also go over the top. Right, Erudai? Is there a possibility that people may flavor their spells a little too much in Savage Pathfinder? Eccentric knows what I'm talking about. In our Thursday night game. All right, let's see. While I'm doing this, we're going to the blood magic. I think I'm gonna have to put a better entry. I'm gonna highlight this so I don't forget. I gotta come back to it. Definitely not. Wait a minute. Fable and fairy tale focus and less the academic focus of wizards. Yeah, they kind of go back to a little bit more uh like you said, myth, fables, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, because I mean they've taken wizards away from being like, well, wizards and more like scholars a lot of times in games. The weirdest thing they ever did, that I know they did it for balancing reasons back in the day, was make it so you had to memorize your spells from your book. You use them and then they were gone. Now they've changed it, you know, spell slots and blah blah blah. It's, yeah. There's a lot of weirdness in the way they do things in games. Ars Magica was a very interesting game because you got to flavor and change your spells and things quite a bit, but they were always towards a specific end. They had fun spells like Carbuncle of the Earth, basically a big zit or pimple in the earth that would just erupt. You'd hurt people with it. Carbuncle of the Earth. Mm. Red feathers, the sharp edge, sitting attached with, but its quality removed. Okay. Respected by the orc tribes, they are rarely hunted for sport. Of respected by the orc tribe. So the frost lions are a large predator that harkens back to more primal times. They stand as tall as a horse with striped light-colored fur to blend into their environment. Respected by the orc tribes, they're rarely hunted for sport, usually killed for sacrifices, usually only killed for sacrifices and for protection of resources. Their people. Okay. We doing on time here? Just after 6. Okay. Right. Save there, just because I want to check one thing where I go back up here. Okay, I did put the end, there's the tolls in the end here. Long line of incredibly ancient magical pylons which block off access to an area of the soul spires to mortals. They were supposedly made by the keepers to ward vaults. Beings who walk past or attempt to go between them have their inner emotions, failings, and all the crushing wrongs they've committed exposed. All the good they never did is revealed to them in stark clarity. Rumor has it that during the Godkiller War, just after the Soulforged were freed from the mind-controlled grips, the Paladin of Ariel strode through this barrier. On a mission from her goddess, she was seeking a way to also free the Soulforged from their bodily imprisonment. Her tale appears to end there. Yeah, as no more stories exist regarding her adventures. Barbarians can be fun. They can be entertaining. How do I want to word this? I move this over here. All right. All right. Well, that worked. That worked. It works. Yeah. Okay. All right. Go back to there. So that's something that's just bizarre to me. The reach in games too, and a 15-foot reach. It's not as bad as having an Echo Knight. Not as bad. I played a barbarian a few times, but one of my favorite barbarians was a guy who literally came from a group of people who lived out in the middle of the desert but absolutely loved civilization. But he couldn't handle it because it was too excessive, and everything that was bad for him was way too easy for him to get a hold of. So he would just go wild whenever they had access to a city. Womanizing, drinking, doing whatever drugs and things they had available, he would just go literally berserk and kept getting everybody thrown out of places because he had no idea of any sort of moral authority or anything because he's like, I don't know, I can do it. Oh, well, they stopped me. Well, I guess I don't do it there anymore. And that was basically his idea of what was right and wrong. If they could stop him from doing it, it was wrong. He was entertaining. He didn't really have a whole lot of self-control when it came to indulging in things. So yeah, he never had money for almost anything. Will there be vending machines in Legend Seeker? Wow. That's a good question for Urudai. Why would there be vending machines? I don't know. It's possible it's just like Flintstones had them, so why not? All right, let's see. We're back here. Why do I have... Oh, that's why it's doing that. Oh, I forgot they added this to it. I really wish I could turn the damn Copilot stuff off in Word. I don't want it there. I don't need it. You can't turn it off without turning off all the other little features that are quasi-useful in it. And I just hate it. I hate it. You know, you walk up to a magical box and put some coins in and get whatever it is. I need a hammer. Bonk. Yeah, I hate that little thing being there. It's so annoying. It's just this little doohickey here. Hate it. Hmm. Have you ever read Swords and Deviltry? Or anything by Fritz Lieber? I liked Fafhrd in there. Fafhrd was a very good character. He came from the icy north, and his father was, I think, in charge of the clan. I don't remember, but his mother was like the head of the coven of ice witches, and she became less and less caring and kind of a cold, horrible individual. And people believe that she, killed her husband, and that he kept, then Fafhrd keeps having run-ins with her and other people, and he finally flees to the civilized regions to the south and get away from them. As well, his mother was a horrible person. Never read them. You should take a peek at them. Fritz Lieber has written some interesting stuff. I don't remember the order of them. I mean, there's Swords and Deviltry, there's Ilmet and Lankmar. It's Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser. The Grey Mouser is the little thief guy that works with him. They're pretty old books. All right, and all right, where's Moth Thesaurus? Nope, I don't want that page. I want this page. All right. Yeah, he wrote 1970. So the first published story collection exclusively featuring Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser was published in 1958. Two Sought Adventure. And then in 70, it was Swords and Deviltry, Swords Against Death. 1968, there was Swords in the Mist. 1968, there was also Swords Against Wizardry, The Swords of Blankmar. And 77 is Swords and Ice Magic, and Knight and Knave of Swords was 88. That's weird. This one thing says first appearance in 1939. Huh. Did he really do that? Okay. Hmm. Oh yeah, he did. The two-sought adventure appeared in Unknown in August 1939. Oh. He wrote The Childhood of Youth. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's a fun little series. Their patrons are very intriguing, and they made a whole role-playing system, or not role-playing system, or a whole role-playing setting for it. The city of Lankmar that you could buy. Well, it was back in the 80s, I think you could buy it. Assuming they don't have anything like that anymore. Frank Rosetta's artwork, yeah. Yeah, there's another artist, and I can't remember his name either, but I think I know who you're talking about. That guy. Yeah, that dude, with the stuff. That did the things. Okay. We're going back up here. Wait, why is that? Oh, I don't have that name in there. That's why that's not. Okay, we'll go back up here. We're going to look into here. Athelstone is the guy in Kiru. I wanted to go through a couple more entries in Kiru here because last time I went through here, two things that felt still. Wow, I wrote a lot on Kiru. Okay. That's good. People of Kiru by and large do not participate in the God Killer War. Internal conflicts held their attention. Their desire to not treat with the gods of Rudia kept them neutral on the world stage. Vix's envoys have been sternly but politely refused as that those of the allied gods, only the tenets of Xerath, ever piqued any interest in the barbaric folk of Kiru. What did I just get? Ah, okay. The game is but in real life game is not happening tonight. So after this, I'll probably go play some games. Maybe I'll hop back into Portal 2 and let you guys mock me. Not all Echo Knights are bad. No, all Echo Knights are bad. No good Echo Knights ever. Worst class I've ever heard of. A ranged fighter with a melee weapon that never gets hit and can do too many things. I mean, part it's how people run them because they worded it so horrifically that they're allowing Echo Knights to do tons of stuff they should never be able to do because the Echo is an item. It can't, or an object. It can't do stuff. Well, people are like, oh yeah, my Echo's going to bring me a rope and do this stuff. We're going to do that. We're going to pick things up. We're going to fly through the air with the greatest of ease. And like, I don't think your hologram can do that. But having a point that you can attack from like 60 feet away from you, stupidly powerful. Any downsides? Not really. I mean, you basically just can attack anywhere within a 60-foot sphere of yourself with an invisible or not invisible with a visible thing that often confuses enemies that try to attack it. It goes away and you resummon it. Now, if you had a limit on how many times you could resummon it every day, like a couple of times, and that's it. I mean, even the wizard that they made that is the what is it called? The arcane scribe or whatever. You can summon a little from your pen, or you can summon whatever, a little creature from your book that's a little point in space, and you can move it around. You can cast spells from it, but you can only cast spells from it up to a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per day. So you can cast a couple of spells on it, and then you're done. And then all you can do is look through it. So. Who do you want to be in an adventuring party with? Oh my god. I would have to say it's going to be Moss, because Moss will get in the way of all the danger and he'll take all the hits. Because, you know, he's a magnet for getting stabbed and tentacled and stuff. So of course I want to be there with Moss, because he'll be in the way. He'll take all the hits for me. It'll be great. Sorry, Moss. it's the only choice, really. Oh no! Clipping at the scent of the Moss. Oh, poor me. He is going to murder me in both of the campaigns that he runs that I'm in. So he's gotten really close to killing Thrush. If you guys haven't watched Fear of Ages Past, that game, the combat is very deadly. And when you're facing across the hillside at a group of orcs that outnumbers you 2-1, you're like, gulp. A couple of those fights, we only got out by the skin of our teeth because of a couple of good rolls. Yeah, you know, military experience and being kind of fit, that's all good. I'm more just looking at their mindset of like running in the middle of everything. I mean, of course, obviously, in a real situation, Moss would not run in the middle of everything and be like, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to go take a bath with the tentacles. But the odds are in our favor that he get, you know, he take the hits. Just saying. Right. So I did actually enter this. I did add this one entry to the Bear Clan that I didn't think I had. I forgot that when I went through, I actually did go back after the stream and add this whole thing. So maybe I don't have to do this. Yeah, because this used to be 2 paragraphs long and now it's 5 paragraphs long. Okay, I did add it. All right, well, okay. On to the next thing. We're going into the Gnomish enclaves. Deru and Half. Deru's over there and Half is over there. All right, Half is situated along the southern coast of the Soulspires. This enclave dates back to before the Godkiller War. Just before the Godkiller War, Gnomish kings and queens have kept their small city-state safe through the centuries by making clever treaties and making their products uniquely desirable through the Godlands, namely the travel rations they produce, which have an amazingly long larder life. The fact that they don't taste half bad is a godsend to sailors who manage to get their hands on them. Affected by... Oops. Make. Let's see. Half is built on the hills overlooking the coast, protected by earthen rampart ditches and sturdy wooden fortifications of cunning make. All right. What else do we want to say about Half? Lands around Howe are fertile and sheltered from the worst of the sea storms. Enjoy a robust growing season. Okay, there we go. He might. I don't know. Don't know Moss' opinion of tentacle bass. Well, you know, he goes after the tentacle bass. Oh no, oh no, she clipped it. Let's go listen to it. Yep, he's gonna kill me off. Oh well. I had a good run until I didn't. Poor Banana Man. You mean Larry? Larry. Let's see here. Nice knowing you, Clay. Yeah, exactly. I haven't even got my mug yet. My personalized mug that I ordered with Clay's name on it. He can't die until I get that in the mail. Then he can die. Then he can die just fine. He'll probably get ripped off by, oh, I don't know, a pickpocket and a thug in a corset. Oh, wait, they're in the party. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's see. I put that with how. Is there anything else I need to mention about this place? All right. Lands around Howe for fertile and shelter from the worst of the sea storms by the sweeping headland and enjoy a robust growing season. Okay. And Deru is over here. Go past Godland Strait down to Deru, the hilled area here, south of Las Thalasia. On the opposite side of the mountains from the caustic strand lies the gnomish fortress mine of Deru. Built with the assistance of dwarves long ago, this complex of mines is a source of iron, copper, and tin for many traders across the Godlands. Semi-independent. Would they be semi-independent? No. We'll say once a few centuries ago. We'll say that. Okay. Once a vassal colony of Mount Superman, Gnomish leaders brokered a trade agreement with the dwarves and worked off their debt, becoming independent a few centuries ago. And have own in metal goods. No trade metal goods. They've started their own trade in metal goods for the shipbuilding industry in nearby. Not only in nearby Port Castra, but as well Seabreak Haven and Phobos. Yeah. We'll do that. Oh, how about I put further with a U, not further. Jimmy the Thug in a corset. He No, I don't want to think about that. So no, we're gonna say that that was India I was referring to. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yep. Totally India. Not Jimmy. Oof. Wrong thug. The capital is also where fire sand was invented, where the testing splendid. Youth. Nobody wants to be the thug in the corset. All right, capture Silberman. One place where British buyers can purchase dwarven wares at reasonable prices. Purchase dwarven wares at reasonable prices. There you go. You got to hear. I may have to go check on them real quick, see what they're up to. As the exports travel further from unnecessary to say that the sentence that I just typed was completely unnecessary. So I'm taking it back out. Out it goes. I do in here have one of the things that the dwarves make up in Mount Silvermon and Five Falls in these areas up here. One of the things that they make that is a huge item that they eat while they're mining is a super dense mushroom pemmican. Moonwine from caveberries, and there was something else. Oh, what is that stuff called? I'm trying to remember what it's called. Is it yes, it's Lardo. Yep. Okay. And I am not a person who likes eating like fatty bacon. If I have, fatty pieces on steak, I'm like, I'll try a little bit. Like burnt ends, occasionally I can stomach eating some of it. I'm just not a big fan of just eating fat. I like it crispy. If you can crisp the fat up, then I'm like, I'm there for it. When it's not, Yeah, it's not good. But I've had lardo, and I liked it. I liked it. Yeah, a lot of fat, no thanks. Can't do too much fat, but a little bit to keep the meat moist is good. Yeah, definitely good. There's where did I find it? I was looking this up recently too. Where did I see this thing? And I learned it from reading about it in a book of all places. I'm gonna throw the thing that I found in Food and Recipes because I think this is the recipe that I looked up a while back. But I don't. Is this the one? Yeah, this is 4 years ago. Okay, yeah, this is probably the one. So there you go. Lardo. The kind I had didn't look so pale. It had a little more color to it because they added more something to it, more rosemary or something. I don't know what they did to it. But yeah, there you go. Lardo. It sounds like I'm being mean to Beardo and calling him Lardo, but I'm not. All right, so where was I at here? Oh yeah. See, there you go. There's your food entry for the day, everyone. Lardo. All right, and Sarkad. Waiting the four Mount Silvermount. Sarkad is the seat of the Dwarven Kingdom's political power, the home of the king. So Starkot is here. All major trade deals are ratified by his council and they're negotiated here. The dwarven rulers make no treaties or deals in the lands of others. They require all supplicants and applicants to come to them. Because dwarves. You come to us. We don't come to you. Do enjoy pigskin if a grocery store sells it. Now, are you talking when they just fry it up? I mean, since I was a kid, I've always had what do you call it? Why did my brain just shut down? Yeah, where they take the little pieces and they deep fry them and it goes gives it a Funyun like consistency. Whatever those are called. Yeah. Pork rinds. I'm like, they have a name. Since, my family we spent half of my childhood in like this bar, that bar on a river somewhere. Pork rinds were something. That and dill pickle chips. All right, let me look at Thunder Axe. Okay. Yep. Back. No. No. Ah, yeah, pigskin roll up and logging wrapped around other things. Yeah, and I have had that around it was wrapped around a pork roast, which was of all things was interesting because it was kind of like a beef Wellington, but instead of like the breading and mushroom and stuff, it was like pigskin, which was really weird. But it's pretty good. And when we've roasted a pig, my uncle loved the skin for whatever reason. I was just like, meh, I don't love it. Go for it. Have it. Get a whole pig there. Have some. All right. So, Fair Thunderaxe, ruled by the half-mad Thunderaxe clan. Keep the nomadic Orthord from Dwarves of the Thunderaxe clan have carte blanche as how to keep the orcs at bay within their domain. The mixture of raids and patrols along the walls, they constantly test their mettle against the wild foes. Civilize the dwarves. I'm not mean to Beardo. I don't know Beardo, so I can't be mean to him. It's Beardo Appreciation Day. Beardo Appreciation Day. Maybe not. I could be mean and just say, what even is Beardo? But I don't know if that's mean or if that's just a weird thing to say. I don't care enough about Beardo to be mean to him. Santh, what was that? I saw Tuesday night main event and everyone was being Beardo. I did not watch Tuesday night's main event and everybody's being nice to Beardo. You don't know, but you're rolling with it. Oh, now I want to hop in there and chat. Hmm. You troll him a little, but I like Beardo, good dude. He recognized me when we first met at a meetup a few years ago. There. I'm saying I was just talking about Lardo on my stream. Got pointed to come here and see Beardos. I'll take Lardo. Oh man, I have a membership over there? I don't remember. I guess I'm a member over there. Aha, I forgot. Chris Ant doing double duty. All right, there we go. Now that I'm picking on people over there. Don't you mean stepped on you? Diabeto. Oh. Never spoken to me, but he's walked into me a couple of times. I know absolutely nobody over there. So I know of them. They don't know who I am. I don't know who they are. Well, actually, wait. I think Epic Mike has been in the stream a few times saying hi. So I know one person over there remotely in a tiny little way. When he does the game stream, he starts in front of a green screen and talks. Takes 45 minutes before he starts playing. I'm not kidding about 45 minutes. All right, then. I literally just start my stream and I'm already playing when people show up because I'm a dork like that. I'm not a showman, I guess. Damn it. That's why I don't have followers. By the way, if you haven't followed me over there, go follow me. And if you haven't followed this channel, follow this channel. Follow Legend Seeker. Thank you all for giving us watch hours, though. That's amazing. And also like and comment on the stream. Got about 14 minutes left. Mike has talked me up in his streams a few times. Oh, really? I should go to his streams more often. Well, I should just do that anyway. Mike laughs at him doing that 45 minutes, but he's actually so much worse about it. Oh, is he? I've watched a couple of Mike's streams when he's been doing gaming, and he'll rant and rave and talk and do stuff, and then people will be like, game, game, game. Which was funny. Nice. Oops. I say the words best, and I type some of them correctly even. Woohoo! And I'll put this back over here. I gotta move all my windows around. I've got too many things open even for all the screens that I have here. It's kind of crazy. Gifties. Hey, people are gifting stuff over there. Very nice. Also, play our raffle for a chance to shave Frost beards. Has Mike given up on losing weight yet? Is he back to eating cake? A good question. I don't know. What kind of cake is what? You wouldn't do another cake stream unless there's 5K put in? Woof. Uh... Oh, if you're talking about the cake I got from work, it is this. It is an entire carrot bundt cake. And those white things are the cream cheese frosting. I just want to set it over here without knocking everything over again. Okay. And also, it came with, are you ready? You ready for the visual aid? Wait for it. Wait for it. Balloons. So, string for balloons. The cats were chasing him around, so I brought him downstairs because I didn't want them playing with them. Yeah, one of our HR ladies came out to my house and hand delivered it to me, which was very nice. Why aren't they tied to the back of my chair? I don't know. That's a fantastic question. Why aren't they tied to my wrist? I don't know. We'll go with O or something. Dragon Noodle Soup. We'll go with O or something. All right, where was I at here? I did the Gnomish Enclave. I was trying to still think. I wanted to put another Gnomish Enclave somewhere, and then I realized I do have one on Seal Isle, but I don't have it under the Gnome Enclave. So I'm wondering if I should put it in both places. Oops. Why is it not finding it? There it is. I mean, it's already there. I'll think about that. I don't know if I'm going to put it on both places. We get treated like things that have to be tolerated at the factory. Well, that's not fun. That's not fun. We gotta have these employees, dude. Showing signs of its age. All right. All right, those are the quarters. The lexicon. All right. Yeah, okay, and Fryland. Population. Working for yourself would be fun. It'd be stressful, but it'd be fun. Did you not get yourself a sandwich? You should have gotten yourself a sandwich. The wise dragon would have gotten a sandwich. You should have gotten a sandwich. Remembered something I have to do quickly on my phone before I end the stream, too. I guess I don't have to do it before I end the stream, but I am going to do it. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird. I wonder why that doesn't show up properly. You don't want to... Being lazy doesn't want to miss stuff. Well, we don't have a whole lot of time left, so you won't have a chance to miss much. It'll be perfect for you. So what I was going to do is ask you guys, please, since we've only got 5 minutes left, leave a like and a comment. And please comment on what section, if there's a specific thing you want me to try and go over on Thursday for the next stream. Oh, I can't zoom in and out. I hate it when it does that to the map. Let's see. Let's save once and see if I can get it to go back to zooming in and out. There we go. Sometimes when you don't save, it just locks it up. If there's an area that you want me to focus on or character, like, talk about the dudes who used to run this place or talk about the group that's out here or something, give me some thoughts. Some thoughts, man. And we'll do that. And I don't need that, but I'm going to put this over here. And we're going to do that. All right. And then I'll take a peek at the stuff during the day or during the week, like tomorrow and the next day, and see maybe there's something I could kind of work into the next stream, possibly. Would be kind of cool. And there we go. Here we go. That's what I was looking for. We're going with that. We're going to put this here. I just have to make sure that I add this sucker here. And move this thing over to the side. There we go. And got to do a little housekeeping on this thing quickly, or I forget about it. All right, I'm done with that. So yeah, if you have thoughts on like characters or a group of people or a specific type of thing, like, hey, focus on boats, or talk more about the Island of the Dead over there, or something like that, throw some comments in there, please. We need more comments on the stream. You guys did give me a couple comments for the pranks, but there weren't nearly enough. You guys aren't pranky enough. I don't understand it. Pranks, it should be your thing. How about your favorite character? Oh, my favorite character from the stuff we're in? Ooh, that could be interesting. That could be fun. You have a lemon bundt cake and a chocolate cake in the fridge downstairs. What? 3 humans are also the 3 frontliners. I think that's funny. Well, the humans are going to take the heat, right? 3 humans, a goblin, a genasi, and a lizard man. Oh, genasi. Weird. Excuse you, I put effort into those pranks. How dare? Yes, they were good, but we need more. More. We don't need more, but it'd be nice to have more. But more comments would be fantastic. Get them things. But I am going to be taking off relatively quickly here. So I will be around tomorrow for Wednesday After Dark, then Thursday for more of this Frost Written on this channel here, and then Friday you can find me in Strange Eons, and also on Fridays we or Moss I should say drops the episodes of Fear of Ages Past. So if you happen to be around and check out the Tales from the Dragon's Tavern YouTube channel, you can find them. But I'm probably, after a little bit of a break after this, I'm going to probably play some more Portal 2 tonight. So we'll see how that goes. And I guess that means I'm about ready to hop off here. I've got another almost a minute and a half before I have to hop off, so we can just stretch this out. Signal Screams is in an hour. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. If I stream something, it might be starting around that same time. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly. I don't want to overstream them or understream them or whatever it is, because people will be watching them more than me. I just don't want to pull people away from them. And so, who knows? We'll see what I do. Because Signal Screams is something I normally don't get to watch because I'm usually playing my game in real life. I reached the lemon part. I did reach the lemon part. And when you guys kept saying lemon, I'm like, what? And then when I got closer, I was like, oh, yeah. The whole diatribe on lemons. Lemons! Damn lemons! At the very least, you leave the tab open for... Oh, thank you very much. All right. Well, I think I am going to get the heck out of here, and I will talk to you all later. I may be streaming. We'll see. Unless, of course, Lardo comes and gets me. I don't think Lardo exists. But hopefully, if he does exist, he doesn't come after me. So, all right. I'm going to get out of here. I will talk to you all later. Let me see if I can find my ending page here. Yes, and I will talk to you all another time. Have a great night. Enjoy yourselves. Bye. Careful of bobcats.